guys. Welcome. Welcome to Brighten Up Sunshine, where every day is a new beginning. And let me ask you, as we start today, this video is all about new starts, new hope, and that is what we want to talk about. I want to welcome you. If you've never been to the channel before, well, welcome, welcome. Let me ask you this. Have you ever felt like you hit rock bottom? Like the weight of yesterday was holding you hostage? Well, you're not alone. But here is some really good news. Every sunrise is actually God's reminder that He's not finished writing your story yet. And today, you're meant to be here. So let's dive in to how to let go of the past, how we can actually embrace the present and walk confidently into the future with hope. Okay, first I want to tell you a story about a man named Samuel. He was a carpenter in a small town and he built countless homes for other people. But he actually found himself homeless one day when a fire went through and destroyed his whole house, which was obviously tragedy, and left him with no home. So financially, emotionally, and spiritually, he was broken. For months, he carried the ashes of his past. Maybe you can relate to him. And he refused to rebuild. He was convinced that his best days were actually behind him. And one day, while walking through the woods, Samuel stumbled upon a tree that had been struck by lightning. And to his surprise, he noticed new buds sprouting from its blackened trunk. It was actually a very powerful image of life rising from destruction, and that made Samuel, he felt something stir in his heart. It was a whisper that said, if that tree can grow again, guess what, Samuel? So can you. So Samuel then returned home to the charred remains of his home and began to rebuild. And not just his house did he rebuild, but he rebuilt his hope. With each plank he nailed, he prayed for strength. And over time, his house and his life became a testament to what? New beginnings. What we can learn from Samuel is life will knock you down. Tragedy, setbacks, they're inevitable. But how you respond determines whether you stay in the ashes or you rise above them. So if we look at Lamentations 3:22-23, the verse actually says, the steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies never come to an end, and they are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. I love this scripture. It's a promise that God's mercies are new every single morning. Yesterday's failures do not define today, and the dawn is a fresh start. It's a blank canvas filled with hope and opportunity. And we learned that just now from the story of Samuel, and we'll learn more about that as we just approach our day with some hope. We'll have our own story unfold. We have to let go of yesterday's weight. Too often we carry the weight of guilt, regret, pain from our past. It's like trying to run a race while dragging a very heavy bag behind us. In fact, take a look at Hebrews 12:1, and it tells us, throw off everything that hinders. So do that. What's in your bag? Unpack it and leave it at the feet of Jesus. Recognize today is what it is. It's a gift. Psalms 118:24 reminds us, this is the day the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. Guess what? That's something we have to do. We have to decide. We have to decide to rejoice and be glad in it. It's a new day, and the Lord's gave it to us. So each day is like unwrapping a gift from God. Are you opening it, or are you letting it sit unused, just overshadowed over there with yesterday's sorrows and yesterday's burdens, yesterday's regrets? Wake up, guys. Today is a new day. Step boldly into hope. Jeremiah 29:11 says, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not harm you, plans to give you hope and give you a future. And when you trust that is God's plan for you, it's good. You can face tomorrow without any regret, and you can face today without any fear. Now think about this. Here's a question, okay? If you knew today was your reset button, what would you do differently with the day? Would you actually call someone? Would you maybe haven't talked to in a while? Forgive them? Start that project you've been putting off? Spend time with your loved ones? Write it down, because it's time to act. The moral of the story that we just talked about of Samuel there, And his burned down tree, well, that teaches us that life's setbacks can become setups for something greater. The ashes of yesterday can become the soil of tomorrow's growth. But it starts with your faith and your courage to begin anew. So make this morning declaration. Every morning declare, today is a new beginning. I am loved by God and his mercies are with me. And then go out and make it beautiful. Forgive yourself and forgive others. Release the weight of grudges and self-condemnation. There is no mistakes as long as we learn the lessons, and trust the process even when it's hard to see the path. Trust that God is working behind the scenes. Okay, I'm going to close with this powerful story though, so stay tuned for this story. There's a Japanese art, and I know I'm going to get it wrong, but it's called kintsugi. And that's where you take broken pottery and it's mended with gold. And guess what? It is beautiful. If you've not seen it, go look it up. It's spelled Kintsugi. And it is absolutely a beautiful art. And your life is just like that. God takes those broken pieces and mends them with his grace, making you stronger, more radiant, and filled with purpose and beauty. Guys, I'm going to leave you with this scripture, and I hope it resonates with you. Isaiah 43:19 says, see, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? Friends, go out there and do something beautiful today. This is your gift today. The sun has risen, and you are meant to be here. Remember, the sun always rises. Today's your new start. Walk boldly into it and leave those ashes of yesterday behind. And watch how God turns your story into a masterpiece. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate every one of you. Have a beautiful, absolutely gorgeous day. And thank you for being alive today and being here, because you are one of a kind. And I'm thankful you spent just a few moments with me. I really do appreciate every one of you. Thumbs up the video and subscribe to the channel. Thanks.